Afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Marcella Wilson. And for those who know me, what's up, y'all? What's up? Hi. I'm on here every day, talking about short-term rental properties. And I own several short-term rental properties, and I help other women set up short-term rental properties themselves, whether it be, a spare bedroom in their home, a basement, um, a unit, a house, a vacation rental, what have you, I help. So I'm on here every day for about 10 or 15 minutes, just dropping knowledge, little nuggets of knowledge. And before I get started on the topic of the day, I just want to encourage you to follow me wherever you're watching me from. So if you're watching me on YouTube, click the subscribe button and click the little bell so you get notified each time I put a new video out, because I put them out every day. If you're on Facebook, sign up for, or I should say join my Facebook group, which is called STR Academy, right? And if you are on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. And if you're on Periscope, follow me as well. So I'm on all the platforms, and I'm on here every day, dropping knowledge. So today is what? Wow, Christmas is coming, right? I've gotten like all my shopping done. I can't really believe that. But I know, like a couple days I talked to you and I was like, I haven't done anything. And now I'm like done. And thank the Lord for Amazon. Because without Amazon, I probably would be in a panic right now. But yes, Amazon, best thing ever. Jeff Bezos, I should send you a Christmas gift because you make all of this easy and possible for us. But I digress. So anyway, today we're going to start a series. Get my notes. We're going to start a series about how to make extra money on your short-term rental or your Airbnb. Now, I always tell you, Airbnbs or short-term rentals are crazy profitable in themselves, right? And that's why a lot of people get started, setting up an Airbnb or a short-term rental anyway, because they want to earn extra income. It's really easy to do, especially if you're renting out a spare bedroom or a basement or something like that. It's just easy money. I'm just going to throw out a stat. The average person who runs a short-term rental earns an extra $1,000 a month. That's on average, right? Let me just stop and ask you, what could you do with an extra $1,000 this month? What would you do with an extra $1,000 each month, right? And then kind of multiply that. Like, some people make more a month, some people make less. And then if you have more properties, just imagine, what your life could be like if you're earning several extra $1,000 a month. People do it full time, right? It's possible. That's all they do is run short-term rental properties, their Airbnbs, and they make their income off of that. And if that's what you want, that's crazy amazing. Some people just do it to, go towards their retirement. Some people do it to help towards their bills. They need to add extra income. So whatever the reason, know that it is profitable in itself. Okay. But some of the people that I work with, they're kind of like, I love Airbnbs. I love this business. It's profitable, but, you hit a wall, right? Because, there's only 365 days in a year. There's only so many days I can book my property. And depending on how many properties you have, you may just have one property, right? So there's a cap to what I can make on that property, and then I have to get another property or whatever. So I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't. And I teach my the people that I work with different ways that you can upsell or make more money off of your short-term rental property. Okay, we're gonna be talking about this all week. So let's talk about the first way. So I've got 5 ways. So we're talking about them all week. So the first way that you can upsell your guests, and there's so many ways once you start thinking like that, but a really, really, really simple and easy way to make money or make extra money is early check-in, right? So, I mean, just think of a hotel, right? You are a hotel, right? So some people, when I say, you could charge a person for early check-in, they're like, oh, what? But you could ask a hotel for that, but a lot of times they'll charge you for it, right? And so should you. So you can charge for an early check-in fee. Like in my properties, I have several. Check-in is at 4 p.m. And a lot of times, one of my guests just emailed me this yesterday. One of my guests that are coming in, they're spending Christmas in one of our short-term rental properties, and they wanted an early check-in, right? And they called and asked for that. And the answer is always, yes, you can have an early check-in. However, it's a fee, right? And it's up to them to say, okay, I'll take it, or, no, we'll just hang out until 4 p.m. to check in. A lot of times people take it. And you can charge whatever you think is reasonable. So I won't tell you my rates because of you may not have what I have, right? You may be renting out a bedroom or a basement. Mine is a house, right? So I may not charge, I would charge differently based on the type of property. People will pay. Let's just make that clear. And I've also had people call me or email me and say, I need an early check-in because I got kids and I got to keep them on the schedule and nap time and feedings, and I'll pay for early check-in. They just come right out and say it. They'll pay for it. And that's ideal. So, but what I want you to understand is that charge for early check-in, right? Someone wants to stay early, come check in at 9 or 10 or noon. Oh, sure, but you have to pay an early check-in fee, and they have to pay that fee before they arrive, right? No, we're billing you after the fact, whatever. No, you don't get access to the property until you pay that early check-in fee. But you know what? It is legitimate to charge a guest an early check-in fee for a couple of reasons. One reason, like in my situation, let me just wave to my friend over here. In my homes, as I told you, I have a property manager manage my home, right? So, and then they also have people that come and check the home, inspect the home, and make sure it's okay before each guest arrives. So a lot of times they do that the morning that someone is about to check in, right? So if someone wants to check in early, I've got to contact my property manager and say, hey, I've got an early check-in. So you can't have someone come and just do, the walkthrough of the house before they come. You've got to schedule it for the day before because they've got an early check-in fee, right? So in order for someone to check in early, I've got to contact my property management and they have to rearrange their schedule, right? And we all know time is money. So in order for us to do all of that, we charge the guest a fee for early check-in because it's not just as simple as saying, oh yeah, you can come in at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or, the person who emailed or who called me the other day wanted to come in at 9. Oh, and it's not just as easy as you can come in at 9 because, hey, now I have to tell the person who was coming in to make sure the property is okay for the incoming guest to come the day before. And, so they've got to change their schedule. So that is why we charge a fee. And, it's also important too, because that person that comes in and checks my home before a guest arrives, they may find something. They may find like a pipe burst or, I don't know, a broken chair. So they've got to resolve that before the guest checks in. So if they're doing that in the morning that the person is checking in, they've got 4 or 5 hours to work with. If I call them and I say, hey, now you got to do it the day before, they've got to reschedule all of the other check-ins or, reviews of check-ins that they had to do. And then they may have to, go through the process of fixing something or repairing something that they found. So it's a lot that goes into it. And some people may be just like, well, I don't understand why, they can't just let me come in at 10 o'clock. Well, we have a process to make sure that our house is 5-star ready and that you have the best experience. So time is money, and we have things scheduled. So if you kind of disrupt that schedule, we're gonna, of course, allow you to do it, accommodate you as the guest, but you have to pay a fee. Yeah, so, and that is standard. Sometimes hotels will allow you early check-ins if you're like special status or something like that. But 9 times out of 10, they're asking you to pay a fee. And, I'm happy to pay a fee to check in early. I'm happy to do that. So, and I ask the same of my guests. Right? It's not that we're just charging money because we can or whatever. We're trying to milk them. It is because we are, we have to rearrange things. But all that to say is that it is a way for you to make extra money. And you can let your guests know, hey, you can check in, especially if they're coming in from out of town. You can say, it's optional, but for an additional, whatever dollars, you can check in early if you'd like. You can, and you can say you can check in as early as, 6 a.m. in the morning. And that is attractive to people. I know it is to me. I don't have to wait till 3 or 4 to check in. Yeah, that is worth the money to me. So don't feel squeamish or like, I can't ask them. No, let them know. Let them know that you offer early check-ins. And if they ask for early check-in, say absolutely for X dollars. All right. And let me tell you something. It's coming. You'd be surprised at how much money, when you add it all up, we've made just from early check-ins, because it's the end of the year. We're going through and reviewing things. And yeah, people like to check in early, and people will pay for that convenience. So you'd be surprised, those fees add up over time. When we've watched, people consistently opt to check in early and pay that fee. So I don't want you to be afraid to do that or ask for that or let your guests know that that's available. And I want you to use that as a way to generate more income for your guests, from your guests, okay, for you. All right, so that's all I've got for you today. But this is the kind of things that I work with my clients. So if you are interested in working with me, if like you said, man, 2019, I said I was going to set up my, short-term rental, or if that's a goal that you have for 2020, I'm going to leave a link in my comments in my Facebook, on my Facebook group. You can sign up for a free 1-hour strategy session with me. If you're looking at me at YouTube, it's going to be in the comments. If you're looking at me on Instagram, click the link in my bio. And if you're looking at me from Periscope, go to marcellawilson.com, click start a short-term rental. You click that and you'll be able to sign up there. All right, so you guys know I'm not on here long. I'm in and out, dropping knowledge, and I'll be back on tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging with a sister for about 15 minutes. Have a good rest of your evening. I gotta go get my kids from school, and I will talk to you later. Bye. All right.